Hello, lovely, lovely Leos. Okay, something interesting going on in your reading. It feels like you're building up confidence to take a really big leap of faith towards something new and fresh. So we're going to get into it in a second, but before I do, it's a timeless reading. So I am actually recording this on Wednesday, the 2nd of June. It's going to be going up on Friday for you guys, but when it finds you, it's your reading at that time if it resonates. It's a general reading though, it's not a personal reading. So some things may be for you, some things may be for other people. Not every single Leo is going to have the same story, right? We've got whole charts of planets like moving around there. You know, it's complicated. Let's just say it's complicated, Leo. So yeah, take what resonates for you and leave anything that doesn't quite fit your situation for somebody else. It's just food for thought, right? Stumbling over my words today, so that could be relevant to somebody. Again, a sense of like building up confidence, being a bit nervous here. So, you know, when you're nervous, you do sometimes stumble over your words a little bit. So that could just be what that is. Excuse me, gender is very fluid in tarot, so there may be a man or a woman on the card. Just know that you can switch all the different roles around, the characters around as you see fit. It's up to you to decide which one fits you the most and which one is somebody else, right? So I'm going to be pulling a card specifically for you, but if you think another card fits you better, again, it's a general reading, so switch it around as you need to. Also, I'd encourage you, a lot of people look at the sun, moon, rising signs. I'd encourage you in this set of readings to look at your Mars sign if you're particularly looking at taking action on something, your Venus sign if you're interested in a love reading, and your Mercury sign if there's something to do with like communicating with other people, friendship groups. If you've got those particular questions in mind for this set of readings, go and check those readings out. Just bear in mind though that you might not be the main character in that reading, you may be one of the side characters. So yeah, with that all said and done, let's jump into the intuitive messages that I got for you. I saw a stag. It was like there was a cliff, right? So like a woodland, right, or a mountain or something. And they had like a plateau at the top, and then a big sheer drop. But halfway up the sheer drop, there was like an outcrop. On the outcrop was a big stag, which symbolizes emperor energy for me. So this is somebody really stepping up, taking the lead of the life. They've had a lot of life experience. They kind of know what they're doing now. Very much like you know, somebody who is in control of their own life. But they were stuck. They were stuck on this outcrop looking up. So they were looking up at the plateau at the top. So it's clear that this stag wanted to get up to the top of the mountain. But they got into this position where they'd kind of got themselves a bit stuck. Almost like when you paint yourself into a corner and it's like, oh no, how do I get out of this situation? So they were on this plateau, and it was clear that they were going to have to try and almost like jump or take a huge leap up the rest of the drop. But it was like, can I do it, right? So it's really interesting, the songs and things that have come out for you. It ties together so well. I'm quite excited actually. It's one of those things like there's only so much I can do on camera, so you're gonna have to trust me on this one. But so I saw this stag trying to get up the mountain. It was clear to me that it was like, I'm stuck here. I know where I want to go. I know where I'm heading. I know where I need to be. But I don't quite see just now how to get up that last bit of the mountain, those last few steps. So yeah, building up the confidence to take some kind of big leap or just to try, right? Because, you know, you can't sit there forever. You're either going to have to go back down the mountain or jump up. Then almost immediately after, I saw what looked very much to me like a carnival horse, you know, like off a merry-go-round. They're very like, they've got all the gilt decoration on. I think it was white with gold gilt, but I can't quite 100% say for sure. I think there were some other colours on there, but it was quite light coloured, and it was kind of rearing up. So it was on its haunches. Both the emperor and the horse were both facing this direction though. So interesting that they're both facing the same direction. So it was on its haunches, and it was like, you know, doing the kind of like the kind of rearing up pose. So like it was mid jump, right, like it was just jumping over some kind of obstacle. And of course there's this similar motif between those two images, where the emperor was very much stuck on that kind of outcrop. The emperor stag was very much stuck on that outcrop, and The carnival horse, of course, normally goes round and round and round in circles on a merry-go-round. Normally they're very stuck. The feet are on the ground. They're stuck on that ride. But this felt like it was like leaping off the carnival ride. You know, it was so both images involved this leap of faith and one great big leap and getting out of a situation where you're very, very stuck. So it's funny that the songs have really, really reinforced this for me. The song that was playing for you when I first started setting up your reading, it was the first song. Funny that I'm saying first as well. There's a thing about first, which has been coming through for a couple of signs as well for the past this set of readings and the previous week. The song that was playing as soon as I got up this morning, and I actually didn't listen to it at the time. I paused it, and then when I came back to do your reading, it was still there. And normally I'd randomize the next song, but for some reason I was like, there's something in this song. So it was an Italian song. It's Il Primo Volo by Marta Tubi. Now I've got it in my head at some point that I wanted to learn Italian, so I've got a load of Italian songs on my Spotify list. So that's kind of how that got there. But I don't know Italian, right? I know. I learned classical Latin, so you'd think I'd know more than I do, but I don't. So I had to sit there and I had to Google the lyrics, look it up and translate it to English. So Google translation can be a bit iffy, so bear with me here. But it translates to the first jump, which when I saw that, it blew my mind, because I thought it was the first wish, or the primary wish, right? I thought Volo was wish. But no, it's the first jump is how it translated. And it's so funny because both those images that I saw had this big leap of faith, right? This big, huge jump out of a situation where you're stuck towards something better or something new and unknown. It's like unknown. The emperor couldn't see what was on the top of that cliff, right? So I'm just going to read you some of the lyrics from this song because it's crazy how well it fits in with what I was getting intuitively. So it says, pretend to fall on your feet like cats. Cats, Leo, you're the big cats of the tarot. Cats keeps coming through as well. It's just the synchronicities and the, what some people call coincidence are crazy. Another line is, okay, there are those who say life is a journey towards destinations to be discovered. Okay, so we're not meant to see the future. We're not meant to know everything. Part of the journey is the discovery. In the midst of imaginary roads that you will have to invent yourself. So imaginary roads, inventing them yourself. It's like finding your own path, discovering your own route, right? Like, how is that stag going to get up that mountain, that cliff? They've got to find their own way up. There's no map for it, right? The first flight, but there's also this imaginary aspect, which is like imagining yourself in a better position, imagining yourself where you want to be, where you want to go, what your goals are. So that is an important key feature of this as well. The first flight, so like the first jump, maybe it's literally a flight as well for some of you. The first flight is used to learn not to fall badly. The first flight is the most, I'm going to change this word. The first flight is the worst jump, but it has to be done. Okay, so it's funny because in this deck there's the Fool card, which is Aries energy. Is actually a little chick, right? It's the similar imagery of like learning how to fly, learning how to fall. Perhaps I'll make a note of that Bon Jovi song. That could be relevant for somebody. No, they're playing it. I'm trying to remember the lyrics. So learning how to fall. I'm learning how to fall, isn't it? Okay, I'll make a note of all the songs that come through in the description box down below. You can go and look those up later. Or now, I'm not the boss of you. So yeah, so it's it's like this young energy. Aries had something very similar actually. Aries is the Fool card in the tarot, where it's like they were the emperor. It's so funny, it's coming through so similarly. Perhaps it's a fire sign thing at the moment, but it was like they had been the emperor, they had been stable, they had found a position where they had a lot of responsibilities, but there was this real need for the adventure, this real need for the new. So it was almost like not dropping the responsibilities. There was this big message in Aries' reading of like, you have to take care of your responsibilities, whether that means making sure you've got someone who's going to look after your kids while you go on a holiday, you know, it's like, or making sure that the project you've been doing, that, you know, your co-workers understand what has to be done there. It's like putting those responsibilities into other people's hands, so you're not abandoning them. You're just I'm saying I'm talking about Aries because it was in their reading, but very similar, very similar path here. So making sure that those responsibilities that were yours are taken care of. So you're still being responsible, but then you go into this fresh, brand new energy of the Fool card, which comes after a cycle of completion. And it's this big jump into something new. So the first jump is the worst, but it has to be done. So it's like that emperor is gonna, that I keep on calling it an emperor, the stag is gonna try and jump up that cliff, and yes, it might fall, it might get hurt, but it can't stay there forever. It has to be done. So I don't know what this is for you. It sounds very exciting, it feels like you're moving in the right direction, but it does require this huge building up of your own confidence before you make the leap. So I don't know where to go next. So the next song that came through for you was, unbelievably, it's one of those moments where I was like, I can't believe this song is so perfect for what we've talking about so far. The next song was Wild World by Cat Stevens. Oh baby baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by upon a smile, girl. So I don't know if somebody's kind of like trying to talk you out of this, but if you're going to leave, take good care. So yeah, prepare well, take those leaps of faith, but don't be irresponsible is how it's coming through. You know, take precautions, have some common sense, but don't let your fear of the unknown stop you from taking those leaps of faith forwards. And then you got the Bandit by Kings of Leon. Just to kind of say, so you had the reference to the cat in the Primo Volo song. Wild World is by Cat Stevens, and then Kings of Leon sounds a bit like lion, right? Leon. So these songs are definitely for you. If I needed confirmation that this is a Leo reading, the songs are telling me that. But I read the Bandit. There's something that says, heavy load you toe is one of the lines that jumped out to me, but I heard it as heavy load you chose. So there is something to do with, like, you did choose your current situation, you did choose this path in life, whether that was like before you were born, if you want to go and look at Plato's Myth of and the choosing a life by lots and that kind of thing. Funny, this almost looks like drawing straws, right? Maybe you did that. Maybe you and some people drew straws to see who would jump first in a situation, right? It's like you go first, some sort of dare, perhaps. I don't know. I only just kind of got that as I was looking at those cards there. So this is a reading that I did off camera yesterday. I was going to do it as a separate reading, but it's screaming Leo to me. So it's here, it's in your reading. Just to say, as I was pulling cards out as well, I found a white feather. So white feathers, if you're seeing them, pay attention to what you're thinking at the time. It could be a little message, an indicator from spirit, just to pay attention to your thoughts or something going on around you at that time. So the vision came out. So I think I just got a real sudden urge to do a reading, and it was something to do with the concept of forgiveness. So guilt and forgiveness. Oh, it's so funny as well, because the cards that kind of showed themselves to me as I was doing the pre-shuffle, I saw I had the image of a baseball bat in my head, and then I saw the Hierophant card in this deck, which has a crow on it. Now the Hierophant is to do with tradition, church, literally like guilt, guilt from doing things a different way than, the way that your parents or the people around you would do it. So there is this kind of first energy. And then I saw the crow in this deck, which is co-create with spirit. So the crows and this concept of like spirit, the universe, church, God, whatever you want to call it, came through from both of these decks in the pre-shuffle. So I forgot where I was going with that. But of course, crows have black feathers, and I'm seeing this white feather. So it's something to do with crows, white and black feathers. I've forgotten where I was going. Yeah, so I had this thing in my head about guilt, a guilty conscience, perhaps wanting to apologize, needing to apologize for something, beating yourself up for something that perhaps it's like you acted with, you're not proud of yourself for the way you acted in the past, is how it's coming through. Something you've been holding on to, you've got a guilty conscience about. I felt very, very motivated, and I don't know who this is for, right? I felt very motivated to ask for this person to have forgiveness, to have forgiveness from God, from the universe, from higher powers, to have forgiveness from the people that they feel like they've done wrong, and also for them to find forgiveness for themselves. And that was the most important thing, for this person to forgive themselves for whatever it is that they feel guilty about. So I think that's an important key thing that has to be done before they take the leap of faith. So that if this is you are forgiven, basically, is the message that came through. So then I asked for what now, basically. And I got this vision card, this shared vision. I asked for a song for it. I got My Future by Billie Eilish. I'm in love with my future. So there is this idea of a future vision. Also really interesting, which I didn't quite click until now, is that they are going up this mountain, like similar look. It's like, you could imagine that's the stag, right? Now they're showing me, I want to say it's Indiana Jones, which keeps on coming through, and it's coming through as Leo energy, King of Wands energy. I want to say, that scene in Indiana Jones where I feel like they're getting chased by the big boulder, and then they run out of a cliff, and it's all of a sudden it's like there's this big drop in front of them, and they're kind of like trying to shuffle to the side, right? So it's that same kind of thing. It's like you found yourself in this position now. You're going to have to jump one way or another. Like there's nothing else to do but jump. So it's coming through as well with this kind of like, this is like the cave, right? This is the portal. This is the thing that you've burst out of, this doorway that you've gone through. And all of a sudden it's like, what do I do? And it does require this leap of faith, this courage to move forward. So I'm going to get into these cards in a second, but let's read that vision card. So you could definitely have some sort of shared vision of the future. It could be that you share this vision with somebody else, because there's two owls. It's like shared knowledge, shared vision. You can see with the hands and the owls that there's two people here with this. The dream, the imagined, the revealed. It is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny towards which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Again, back to Plato's myth of right? Thus we are sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. Such is the elusive nature of the vision. It slips away, yet it guides. Imaginary roads as well, remember? It appears in strange dreams and surreal images, seemingly unattainable. Again, seemingly like, how is that emperor, how is that stag getting up the mountain? And preposterous. When we are connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronicities. We walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. And this is very much your magnetism, right, Leo, as basically the big boss lion of the zodiac. And I know a lot of Leos don't feel that about themselves, but trust me, every Leo I've ever met is very charismatic. Like, I think every single Leo, I can't think of a non-charismatic Leo. So you may not realize that about yourself, but you are. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. It's so funny because I've been having some absolutely like very, very interesting, very vivid, very visceral dreams for the past week or so. I think it might be something to do with the temperature, with it getting so warm, something to do with that disturbing my sleep patterns, but incredibly detailed dreams, like the amount of detail in them, and the texture and the smells and the it's like dreaming in like 4G, right? Dreaming in high definition. So there could definitely be something there with that. What did I dream about last night? Just give me a second while I try and remember. Okay, I've got it. I can't remember the whole dream, but I remember I'm just saying it because it may be something. It may be something for you, right? And maybe I dreamt this because I had to communicate it with you. So I had a dream that I was in a bar. I was sat at the bar, on the bar stools, and I was sat with a group of friends. We were all facing the same way, and there was a girl behind the bar, and she was looking like she was up to something, and what she was doing, I figured out, was that she was going to propose to this guy that was sat at the bar, right? And I could tell that she was preparing it. But the thing was, as I kind of like looked along the bar, this guy was with this other girl, and I think the guy was trying to propose to the girl that he was with, right? They were a couple. And so I kind of leaned back and caught the eye of this other girl who was clearly like my friend, and I was trying to, like, behind everybody's backs, I was trying to say, oh my god, this other girl is going to propose to like your boyfriend. Right? It was so I was trying to like warn her. I was like, this is about to happen, it's going to be really awkward, it's going to be really uncomfortable. But this poor girl, she was taking this big leap of faith, right? But then I suppose maybe she'd know then. Maybe she'd have her answer then if she did that. I don't know. There could be something to that for somebody. There was quite a lot more of the dream, but I can't quite remember it at the moment. Potent imagination, synchronicity, and trust. When dark, disconnected from art and dreams, listless, aimless. Go Deeper, Twin Peaks by David Lynch, and The Dream by Frida Kahlo. Look at art you loved when you were young. Listen to old records and poems. These are all ways to activate the vision. You can gauge how connected you are to your vision by how tired you are. Since the vision feeds us energy, it affects our life force and vitality. Okay? So, but the song that came through was I'm in love with my future. It is a song about being quite independent. She's like, I'm in love with myself, I'm in love with my path, my future, my destiny, and I'm not, it's not that she's codependent on anyone else to have that. And it's like, sure, maybe at some point we can get together. It's kind of like the song, the message of that song. So I don't know if that's something for somebody. I'm like, propose. If somebody's planning on proposing, I'm like, do it. But I don't know. I don't know. We have this Three of Wands here. This is all wands, all fire energy, which is why I'm saying this feels like it's for you. This is somebody making a decision. The Three of Wands is like, I've made my decision. Like the stag trying to jump up the hill. He knows where he's going to go. He's made the decision. He's just figuring out how to do it. Or there's a need to be patient, right? So the Three of Wands is like, I've made my mind up, but I'm waiting for the right opportunity. Then it comes in with this Ace of Wands, which is like, boom, here's the opportunity. Here's your chance. Go for it. It's funny, I keep getting this like window of opportunity thing through. I don't know what it is with all these Indiana Jones references, because for a reading the other week, I got a window of opportunity was closing, and this person had to kind of like roll through like Indiana Jones and grab his hat at the last second. It's like, here's the window of opportunity, here's the portal, right? Here's the chance. So it's like, I feel like whoever this is for, they're going to take the chance. They're going to just go for it. It's like they've been working up the courage to do this, and it's like almost like that opportunity is going to pass you by. So it's like now or never, it feels like. So here's the moment, this is what I want, I've made my mind, I've chosen my wand, and this is what I'm going to do. Here's the leap of faith towards the new. It does come with this, the flame's lit. Interestingly enough, I've lit you Dragon's Blood for Confidence today, when I lit you a Joss stick, and the match, when I struck it, the fire was huge. There was a really big flame. So there is a really big flame here that comes through. But the Seven of Wands is about, it can be about being very, very defensive, having to defend your choice. This is saying to me, you're going to have to defend your choice. But also what it's saying to me is not only a light in the darkness, right? So I'm really strongly getting this is a good choice for you. You light up the darkness, you see, you get your answers, you it's not unknown anymore, because the paths are discovered now because you jumped onto them. So there's this knowing that comes with this leap of faith. It looks very positive, it's lit up, and all these other ones are actually falling to the side. So it could be, if we're going with that deer up the mountain metaphor, it could be that another meaning of the Seven of Wands is getting the upper hand, getting the upper ground. So I feel like with this leap of faith, you are actually going to get to the higher ground. So I love how it's coming through, but I don't know what it all means. Right, so let's sneak these cards away, and we'll actually ask the cards for your reading. We're actually going to do the reading now, Leo. So I am going to shuffle these when we get to this deck. I'm just going to pop it down for now. So quick shuffle. Okay, here we go. So lovely Leos for Thursday. What do we have for the Leos, please, today? The one. Always gives me, is it Dua Lipa? I could be the one, be the one, be the one. I'm looking at the moon when you're looking at the sun. So I'm just going to make a note of your songs. 1 second. All right. As I say, the songs will be down in the description box down below for you. The seed. Oh, the seed of an idea. I'm annoyed that do you know what? I'm annoyed that I just paused then between the cards coming out. Hopefully you can see that did not move, that this is the card that came out. The seed. I'm not doing any kind of like magician trickery here or anything like that. It's important to me that you know that everything that I say and do in a reading is how it comes out. It's the messages that I get. I don't set anything up, you know. It's not, I don't know who I'm reading for. I've not got any purpose to doing that. So the one and the seed could be something to do with the name, or the name Pearl, or with literal pearls. The seed of an idea, the seed of an intention. It feels like this is referring to that Ace of Wands card that we saw, which is like, I've got an idea, the seed has been planted, it's taking root, I know that I have to take action on this. But let's read from the book. I don't want to kind of get the message wrong, so we'll see what the book has to say. Okay. The beginning. The origin, the pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present at the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. The entire oak tree resides within the acorn. The end is present in the beginning. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is a potent, generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge, edges and cliffs, right? It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. The grit talks to me about like the courage, right, as well. Like obviously it's talking about mud, grit, earth. But if you say someone's got grit, they've got courage, they've got determination. You know, they're showing me kind of like lock, stock and, you know, what's that other thing called? You know, like Guy Ritchie movies, and what's that film called? Peaky Blinders, a TV show, Peaky Blinders. You know, that kind of like the people who have that grit and determination and perseverance because they've had a little bit of a rocky path, you know, behind them. So it's learning how to fall right, making the mistakes and learning not to make those same mistakes again. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to ride a unicorn to your success, or a unicorn that's farting out rainbows, right? That's not how people get to the top. They get to the top because of that steely determination, because they know where they're going and they have the perseverance and the mindset to accomplish the task. So don't worry about the falling, don't worry about the scars, don't worry about the mishaps, because it's all life experience that's getting you into that emperor energy. So there's something there with that. When light, generative, fertile, germinating and building. When dark, festering, stewing, dormant. Go deeper, James Hillman's Acorn Theory in the Soul's Code. The true seed is elusive. If we follow any story towards its origin, it spirals farther and farther back in time. In this way, we are always the seed and always the fruit it bears. One of the alchemist's favourite images was the pearl. The irritant over time becomes the treasure. What is your grit? That's interesting, isn't it? Seeing a pearl, which is something valuable, but thinking when it's in the oyster, it's like a piece of sand, isn't it? It's the sand in the oyster. It's an irritant. And it's something to do with like the way that the oyster reacts, right, to the irritant inside it that creates the pearl. So what's irritating you and why? Okay. So Leo, we're going to ask who you are in this story. Who is Leo in this story? Who is Leo, please, in this story? Who is Leo, please, today? One card, please, for Leo. Who is Leo, please, in this story? Oh, hello. Wheel of Fortune here, look. And it's funny that he's like hanging off that clock. So it feels like there is some kind of like divine timing in play here. There's a right time to take the leap. Because it could be something about turning back the clock as well. Redoing something. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm getting a message with that, you know, learning how to fall and the first leap is the worst. I feel like you've done something in the past. It's something you had previously felt, maybe not guilt, but maybe beating yourself up over it because it's like, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have done it better. You know, things didn't work out, but I made bad choices. This is almost saying you're going to get some sort of restart. Now, it may not be with the same person, and maybe with somebody else, but I feel like there's this sense of like doing something over, getting a second opportunity. So the first time you did whatever this is, you were learning, okay? So don't see anything as like a failure. Nothing was wasted. It just came to a natural closure, where I feel now you're about to take a leap of faith into doing something again, but this time it's like you've learned a lot of lessons from the first time you did it, and you're not going to make those same mistakes. Is how that's coming through for me today. So the Hierophant there as well. So let's just keep these to the side there. Again, I saw the Hierophant in this deck. So this is Taurus energy, sometimes Capricorn energy for me. This is Sagittarian energy, and this is Capricorn energy. So you don't have to be those signs. It's just the energy that's at play in your reading right now. So there is something to do with, we could be talking about a marriage here, you know, like your first marriage didn't work out. So your second marriage, you know, if you're going to propose to somebody else, kind of picking up on that, it could be like this, you're going to have learned the lessons this time around. You're going to do it. You're going to do things differently. With this devil here being temptation, it could be that perhaps somebody strayed from a committed relationship. It is also telling me though, so there's different storylines, so pick what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is coming through as you, okay? So there could be something here to do with the chains being broken. The devil keeps us chained to things. It can be expectations of others. It can be the burdens we play on ourselves. It can be feelings of guilt. It can be addictions, obsessions, anything that keeps us small, anything that keeps us stuck, anything that keeps us chained, okay? You can see here though, she has broken the chains here. Now, when the devil and the Hierophant show together, this can say that somebody has been chained in some kind of commitment, either chained often to a marriage, chained to a committed relationship, chained to the expectations of parents, the expectations of society and church. So it doesn't have to be any of these things for you. I'm just giving you examples of what it could mean. What this tells me in particular, Salma Hayek here in Dusk Till Dawn, the devil in the tarot is not the Christian devil. You know, we can talk about God and the devil here showing up together for you. So you could definitely be dealing with that light and dark side of yourself. You know, again, dealing with feelings of guilt. It could be feelings of guilt over sexuality, who or what you're attracted to, what makes you feel good, you know, what you enjoy in that aspect. You know, you shouldn't like people like that, you know, that kind of thing, or you shouldn't act that way. For me, this definitely has it makes me think of feelings of my own sexuality as a woman, and I developed very early, and Spice Girls was big. I definitely wore clothes that were very revealing when I was very young, and you do. Luckily, I had a lot of respectful people around me who were looking after me, but I think you do have this awareness of, people telling you to cover up. You shouldn't wear that skirt; it's too short. This kind of thing, and I definitely had some kind of conflicting feelings and thoughts around my own sexuality from the years that I was developing. So I went through a phase where I completely covered up. I didn't want anyone to look at me. I didn't want to attract people. I didn't want to feel like I was going to attract the wrong kind of attention. I was in a committed relationship. I was very, very loyal. I am very, very loyal. And I didn't want to give anyone the wrong idea, the wrong impression kind of thing. So I started to cover up and not look after myself properly. Where now I'm going through a phase, I think it was lockdown did something funny to me, where I'm like re-embracing that part of myself. Kind of a bit sad I'm doing it as I'm approaching 40 and I've kind of missed the best years. But yeah, I'm definitely like of the attitude of I quite like my own body. I think I look good sometimes. Sometimes I look a hot mess, right? But when I feel good, when I feel like I've made myself look good, when I feel like I'm in this kind of like gorgeous energy, why shouldn't I show it off? Why shouldn't I be proud of who I am and how I look? And, if I'm comfortable in my own skin, then why should I care what anybody else thinks? So there's something about owning your sexuality here, not feeling chained to the expectations or the rules of others. So it's almost like coming out as who you really are, and being very confident doing so. It feels like there's almost this big reveal with you, this first leap of this is who I am. This is me unchained, right? Is how that's coming through. I will pull more cards to clarify. All right, so you're showing up as the devil. So you could have battled some kind of addiction. You could have got out of a toxic relationship. You could have battled some kind of codependency, alcohol addiction, smoking, sex addiction, feelings. The devil comes in with feelings of guilt and inadequacy, lack of confidence, that anything that keeps you chained, keeps you small. I feel like you have broken out of it with those chains being broken. We're in Pride Month now as well, which is interesting. I've never felt the need to label my sexuality. I think there's something to do with being ruled by Venus, that I appreciate people who are beautiful. I appreciate the human body. I appreciate people who look really good. I think Salma Hayek in that scene is absolutely drop dead bloody gorgeous. Like I would, right? And I've never felt the need to kind of like say, this is how I identify. And I know that comes with a huge amount of privilege, because I think some people, if they've grown up with the Hierophant card showing, if they've grown up with certain value systems of their parents, of their community around them, that say certain things are right and wrong, that can be very, very confusing when the way that you feel is different to the way that the society around you is telling you should be and you should feel. Just to say, I think conversion therapy has been banned now in the UK, or it's being in the process of being banned, so yay for that. So I'm very privileged that I can just be like, I think, I'm a female, and I'm like, Salma Hayek in that scene is fecking hot, and not worry about what that means, and not worry about being judged for that. It's like, yeah, she's hot, argue with me, tell me she's not, so yeah, some people though, I think it could be that there's something there with that for you, where you've questioned your own desires, come to terms with them, let go of those feelings of guilt because of society perhaps telling you something's wrong, and actually owning your own identity is how that's coming through for me today. So I knew this was going to be a good reading. Okay, it could be that the leap of faith that you're about to take is coming out and making it public. you know, Pride Month, you know, I guess it's the time to do it. Again, don't take my advice. Use your own intuition, your own knowledge of your own personal surroundings if you feel like it's safe for you to reveal who you really are, you know. Whether you do it as a big show or whether you just do it to the people you feel you can trust the most, you know, you have to use your own intuition in order to do that. You know your personal situation best. But it feels like that's what the leap of faith could be for a lot of you. So what else, please? What else? Who is around? Who is affecting Leo at the moment? Tell me who's around Leo right now. So who's this? The Page of Swords. Somebody's gathering information. Somebody's watching you. Somebody is... somebody's figuring things out. What I'm getting through with Salma Hayek being obviously a very physically attractive female, and there's been like a sexual undertone to this card and the breaking of the chains. I'm just thinking of this movie, it's Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro, where he actually, I don't kind of want to spoil it too much. It's an old movie though. I assume a lot of people have seen it. What's her name? The actress in it. I can see her face. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster in that movie is, she's, okay, trigger warning. Jodie Foster in that movie is a child prostitute, and she doesn't understand that her situation's bad, really. You know, she's too young to fully comprehend her own situation. And Robert De Niro, as a bit of a fantasist, you know, he's obviously dealing with his own stuff. He sees himself in this role as her savior, somebody who's coming in to rescue her, to get her out of that situation, and send her back to her family. So it could be that somebody's seeing themselves in this role where, you know, they're watching you, they're trying to figure out your situation, whether you need help getting out of a situation. It could be something like that. But the Page of Swords is somebody who is, they're learning, they're studying, they're gathering information, they're watching. It can be somebody who perhaps is watching your social media. Yeah. Anyone else around Leo, please? Anyone else around Leo? The Fool. I'm going to take it in the upright. I wasn't planning on taking reversals. So you do have somebody who perhaps is taking some kind of big leap of faith, somebody who is closing one cycle and starting a new one. The Fool trusts their instincts. They trust the signs. They trust the synchronicities. They trust that God, the universe, the higher powers, their spirit guides, that they have their back. It's interesting as well. We have that kind of like discovering roads, right? Tom Hanks in this movie, in Forrest Gump, doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know where he's running. He just runs. So there's this feeling of like setting out on a new path, not knowing where life is taking you. But you know, that first jump is the hardest. That's kind of what it says. So here's that Fool energy showing up for you. Ace of Wands in the underline there. So this is... I'm reading this as Leo energy today, feeling very, very confident, feeling very sexy, letting go of feelings of guilt, unchaining yourself from anything that's kept you stuck and small, really coming out strong, Leo. Really like working on your confidence there. This I'm seeing as two people around you. So it doesn't have to be men, it could be. Perhaps one of these films reminds you of somebody. Perhaps you watched one of these films with somebody. Perhaps you joke about them with somebody. Perhaps somebody has a small white dog, a little Scotty dog. I don't know. So however trust your intuition in working out who these people are. You know, you may be like, actually, I think I'm this person and I think this is somebody else. You know, you can switch it around if you need to. Again, don't worry about the gender of the card. The meaning of the card, the character that's coming through is more important than the gender. So this Devil then, which is shown as you, tell me more about why Leo is shown about as the Devil. Tell me more about this situation, please. Okay. I don't know whether I should take those or not. I'm just gonna put them back like that. They kind of fell out. Here we go. This intentionally came out. Ace of Swords. Yeah, I think you're revealing something. I think you're communicating. Or it could be somebody's communicating something to you. It feels like here comes a bit of a tower moment, a bit of a surprise, a bit of shocking information. It either gets you unstuck or it's you saying what's on your mind, saying how you feel, and getting yourself unstuck. Tell me more about the Devil and the Ace of Swords, please. Thank you. The Empress. Oh, look at this. Divine feminine energy. Yes. So if you, this could be you, whether you're he, she, they, however you resonate. Okay, the Empress could be you, really stepping up into a very high vibrational energy. The Empress and the Emperor are kind of like counterparts in the tarot. This is somebody who is all four queens of the tarot, fully capable of doing whatever they want to do. They do not rely on anybody, but when they partner up with an emperor or somebody in high vibrational energy, they can really make things happen. There's a lot of growth here with the Empress. There's a lot of potential. This is somebody who knows they're going places. They have a lot of ideas. They're very creative. There's room for expansion with this person. It can indicate pregnancy as well, for those of you who are interested in that. For others of you, this is could be you communicating with the one. If you see somebody else as your Empress, this could be your perfect person. Again, he, she, they, doesn't matter. But it's like if you wrote a list of, the perfect person for you, if you said to the universe, this is who I want, this is the kind of person I want, this is the person who would tick all those boxes, and probably actually surprise you, probably be like, I could never have dreamed of having someone this special. For others of you, this could be a wife, it could be a mother, it could be a boss. So you could be communicating with somebody who is like this for you, or this person could be communicating to you. There is this feeling of you coming out in very high vibrational feminine energy though. Again, you can be a man and you can come out in as somebody who is very nurturing, very loving, very almost like a mothering energy. You can identify as male and still be in that energy. So take that as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Information, communication, something new. It can be a bit of a surprise regarding somebody who is in Empress energy. I feel like there's something here that's getting you unshackled, unstuck. So really good reading for you actually, Leo, so far. You're definitely going into some sort of new cycle here. I feel like owning your own sexuality is coming through strongly with that Devil card. It's one of my favourite cards in this deck actually, because I think it actually depicts the true meaning of the Devil card in the tarot, which is something that it's actually some kind of lesson to learn. It's battling those things that keep us small and stuck and sad, right? It's learning to look at your shadow side, learning to look at your past, figuring out why you feel the things that you do, and kind of doing that soul searching and coming out as somebody who is unchained ultimately. It's forcing us to look at the things that keep us stuck. So I like the Devil card. I think it's kind of misunderstood. It's never been the traditional devil either. It's the actual. It's a different character. It's not the Christian devil. It's I've forgotten the name of the character, but again, it's kind of like somebody who's helping us deal with the darker energies, right? It's not like, I don't know. Page of Swords. It could be with the Empress and this Salma Hayek character. It could be somebody who's making you feel things that you didn't expect to feel, and you're dealing with feelings of guilt around that and coming to terms with it and releasing that. But sometimes if we're suddenly attracted to someone unexpectedly, maybe developing a bit of an obsession as well, it can actually prompt change in ourselves. It can make us reassess our own situation, our own surroundings, how we feel about ourselves. Do we match that person? Are we good enough for that person? And it can actually provoke us to make changes in our life. So it may not even ultimately be that you are with that person, but it could be that person acted as a trigger to light a fire under you and get you moving out of a situation where you've been stuck and stagnant and small. So that could be another message for somebody. Page of Swords, please. It could be someone who's inspiring to you, or you could be inspiring others. The Page of Swords, Chariot, Six of Swords, Seven of Swords. There's progression here. There is movement. There is action. You've got two sevens as well. There's something here to do with life path, what's meant to be. Again, this feeling of like you pick your paths before you're even born, and you forget, you know, what the thing that was coming through over here, the vision card it was, wasn't it? You forget what you're meant to do, you forget why you're here, you forget your destiny, and your life is a journey of rediscovering this. So 2 sevens indicate that for me there. Oh, this is an 8 actually, so you've got 7, 6, 8. Yeah, so I feel like what happened here for this person was really trying to take charge of their own life. They were trying to bring 2 sides together. So talking about the devil and the hierophant, right? The light and the dark, the yin and the yang. I feel like this person was really trying to, like you, do that kind of soul work, that soul searching, figure out how to align the contrasting parts of their personality, really taking the wheel of their own life, stepping up, wanting success, knowing where they're going here, and really pushing their life forward, or feeling like they're being pushed forward with the Chariot. The Chariot is very much about action, action towards success, victory, alignment, coming, knowing where you're going, which is what I was picking up on at the beginning of this reading. Then this 6 of Swords here. The 6 of Swords is moving on. So knowing that you've been in a place where you've been small and stuck and scared, in a place that perhaps has been very turbulent. It's like the choppy waters energy. But normally what's depicted on the 7 of Swords is being in a boat and moving towards calmer waters. So moving towards better emotional energy, and kind of not being stuck in your own thoughts about doing so. You can see here the depiction on this card is this person probably has been in a very, very dark place. They've not been in a good situation, but they've had hope. I think they've been watching you and seeing you as inspirational and a source of hope, and something that they can work to achieve for themselves. With that rainbow there, again, the rainbow being a sign of pride for some of you, definitely coming through in this reading. So yeah, the Chariot, he's got a pentacle as well, so he's got a plan. He's got a plan, taking action, taking the lead of his own life, working on his shadow side, he, she, they, moving towards the light, moving towards the hope, moving towards better days, but feeling very, very stuck and trapped. This is somebody who cannot spread their wings. This person is like loud and proud, right? This person is like, they are this beautiful monarch butterfly, but they're not able to where they are, they feel very trapped mentally. They don't feel like they're capable of kind of stretching out those wings and revealing their true beauty, perhaps, because they feel stuck. They feel like they're still in that place where they feel trapped and small. So the thing about butterflies, obviously it's a painful process for a caterpillar to transform into a butterfly in the first place. They have to go into that protective cocoon to kind of figure things out, right? They don't figure things out, but this is how I'm seeing it. This person's information gathering, remember. So with that sword, figuring things out in their own head, ready to emerge, ready to move, but feeling very, very trapped, either by the thoughts and opinions of people around them or by their own thoughts. If I do this reveal, I'm going to get hurt. Okay, so this is what's going on for this Page of Swords who's around you. I feel like they're on a similar path to you. They're watching you. They're seeing you as somebody who's inspirational. The Fool. So tell me about this Fool energy that's around. Oh, look at this person. This person has no problem coming out as that butterfly. This is like, I don't even have to, it could be Aries energy. I don't even have to think twice about this. I'm going to do what feels good. And what feels good is showing the world who I am. I'm going to go and run and be on camera because I'm so good at running. I don't know what it is. A lot of Gemini as well with the butterfly references. So this person is very, very balanced, actually. Taking that leap of faith, balancing out 2 aspects of the life here. Could be juggling 2 things as well, but absolutely, like this person's very, very free. This person's not trapped. This card also came out, the Magician. Is it in the reverse, please? Which way? No, upright. This person's somebody who can make things happen as well. This is somebody who has an idea and they go for it, and they know that they trust that things are going to work out. It's actually very inspiring energy as well. It's like the sort of person, those friends who are like, oh, I've got this idea, I'm going to go and do this. And you're like, wait, how are you going to do that exactly? What's your plan here? And they're like, oh, I'll figure it out. I'll do it as I, I'll do it as I'll figure it out as I go along. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, kind of thing. It's very much that kind of energy, because I think they've got a lot of confidence in their ability to work things out. The magician takes dreams, takes inspired ideas, and they actually make them a tangible reality. This is a Gemini, Virgo energy. It doesn't have to be any of these signs, by the way. It just might help you. So yeah, this is somebody who can make dreams come true, basically. And I think they know that they can make their own dreams come true. Can I get one more card on that magician energy? So this person's trying to manifest something here. Father of Wands, there you go. That's your energy. That Leo energy. Father of Cups and the Son of Cups. Okay, so what this person is trying to manifest, what this person's doing with that very strong magician energy, very, very capable, very inspiring. They absolutely trust their instincts. They trust their gut. They're very confident. They've made a lot of mistakes along the way. This is the thing with like Aries energy, and also like entrepreneurial energy as well. They don't make a mistake and let that mistake become an obstacle that stops them trying again. They're like, oh, damn, that didn't work out. How else can I do this? What different path can I take? Oh, I ran down that road and it was a dead end. All right, I'll turn back and I'll go down a different road. All right, maybe I'll go through these bushes and see where that takes me. So this is more of they don't let those failures, those pitfalls, those times when they did trip up, they don't let that stop them. They take it as a lesson and they move forward into this very, very strong Father of Wands energy. So this person's probably made a lot of mistakes along the way, but it's caused them to be very mature. It's caused them to really have a really good handle on what they're passionate about, what action they need to take. They're go-getters. They go and they get what they want. They're also showing as the Father of Cups, or they're trying to manifest a Father of Cups. Again, this could be something to do with the same sex couple. The Father of Cups is somebody, again, they've had a lot of experience. They've had the heart broken a few times along the way. They've been through things that have been painfully emotional, but it's caused them to be this very mature, emotional person now. This is somebody who really has a handle on their emotions. They have emotional control. They're not ruled by their emotions, but they use them as a tool to guide them in life. So Wands and Cups energy together as well. This person's very, very intuitive. They really do trust their gut with things. It's like their first instinct, their first initial thoughts is normally correct. Again, because it's come from this place of trial and error. There could be something here where somebody is not communicating how they feel, though. The Son of Cups in reverse is the Knight of Cups. So there could be some reluctance to express emotions. The thing with the fathers, the kings, is that they are a bit more guarded than the queens. The queens do what they want. They say they say how they feel. They're very, very open. Excuse me a second. Yeah, so the fathers, the kings, they because they've made these mistakes, right? It makes them a little bit more, not necessarily guarded, but a little bit more smart about what they say and when they say it, when they take action and what they do, right? They're a bit more calculating. They're a little bit more, not in a bad way, in a mature way, right? They put a little bit more thought into, they know that they don't have to just reveal everything, to everyone. They can pick and choose what they say and what they do and when. So there is this sense of this person having some deep emotions for somebody here or a situation, but they currently are holding back. They're not communicating this. They're not taking action because they're very mature, because they're quite reserved. Can I get one more card, please, on that Son of Cups? Yeah, the guarded, the holding back. Could be that there's some kind of obstacle in the path. This is the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, this is shields up, guarded, holding back, pulling back on their own reins. So there is this sense of this person waiting for the right time to take a leap of faith here, or waiting for the right time to communicate. Daughter of Cups there as well. Could it be something again about like an apology? I don't feel like this person has to apologize though. It's Daughter of Wands there as well. So you've got the Page of Cups, Page of Wands. For some of you, that's children, 2 daughters perhaps. It's coming through with balance. Yeah, you've got a lot of cups and wands, so there's really something to do with balancing out passion and emotion. It's like if somebody's looking for a new relationship, they don't just want the passion, they want the emotion behind it as well, I think. Yeah, look at that balance, yin yang, justice, Libra. Two cats, right? You want somebody who matches you. You want your partner in crime, your cat in crime, Leo. Funny again with the black and white that keeps coming through. All right. Lovely, lovely Leos. I hope that was helpful to you, insightful in some sort of way. Let's get you an advice card then. So the best advice, please, for the people who are resonating with this reading. What do they need to know at this point? Thank you. Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. So don't worry. If you're thinking, I have to take a leap of faith here, I have to leave a relationship, leave a job, to take a leap of faith towards the new, the universe has got your back. So don't worry about, will I have enough money for this journey? Will I have enough money for this trip? What happens when I get there if I run out of cash? What happens if I get there and I don't have the resources to make something happen? The universe has got your back. There's a lot of things to do here with like the Fool card and the Hierophant and things. Trust that you're on the right path. There is this need for like literally a leap of faith here for somebody in this reading. You have to just have faith that again, it's that feeling of like the Il Primo Volo song, the first leap. The first jump is the worst jump, but it has to be done. It's like this person, they know that they have to do this. Like one way or another, they have to do it. And they just have to take this leap of faith, knowing that the universe is going to catch them if they fall. And if they fall, it's another lesson to learn that they can put in the tool belt to make sure that the path is easier on the journey ahead. It's like having an empty map, right? You have an empty map, you can't start to fill it out if you don't go and walk down those roads and explore them a little. There be monsters here and that kind of thing. You can they're showing me the film, what's it called now? If I remember, I'll have to put it in the description box down below for you. There's two films I've watched recently with maps as well. The Map of Tiny Impossible Things. So that could be an interesting one for you to see. But there's another one. It's like a zombie movie. But it's like a zombie movie with a lot of heart in it. And this guy has to leave his bunker to try and get, I won't spoil it too much. But he's very scared and he has to go out into the world, right? Oh, baby, it's a wild world. And he gains a lot of experience along the way. So, he's able to fill in the map. So, yeah. Think on your feet. Yeah. Perfect card. Think on your feet, Leo. Again, it feels like there's going to be something where you're forced to move. You have to be instinctive. Again, like they're showing the Indiana Jones again, where he's like, there's that small window of opportunity. He grabs his hat. He does it on impulse. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, but he does it. He rolls under that thing as it's going down. He comes out of the cliff face and he's like, I'm going to have to take a jump here. I'm going to have to. It feels like you're being pushed out of a situation by the universe and you don't have much choice. So you're going to have to take a leap one way or another. It's just like maybe picking a direction. But again, it's like, I feel like you're almost going to be, it's going to be instinctive. It's going to be like, all of a sudden it's going to be like, how it feels? It feels a little bit like, when you've got something important to say or you've got something important to do, and you're trying to build up your confidence to do it or say it. And it's like the words are getting stuck in your throat. You always feel like it's not quite the right time, but all of a sudden it's like something happens and it just blurts out, and it's like, oh, it's done now. It's out in the open. I can't take it back. It feels like that. It feels like there's going to be a moment where it's just going to go blah, and it's going to be very instinctive. But that's what brings you. That's where your luck lies, in that instinctive, emotional and passionate spur of the moment, the Fool energy. I feel it could be somebody around you as well who's just going to blurt something out to you. Right, Fox spirit, Aquarian energy as well. I see foxes as Aquarius energy. Think on your feet. Be alert now, for Fox spirit has appeared. Also kind of Gemini. And you are meant to move swiftly. Yeah, okay. Be alert now, for Fox spirit has appeared and you are meant to move swiftly. Let this clever spirit draw out your creativity as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with resilience, grace and astuteness. Fox spirit helps you to think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more advantageous situation. Now is not a time to hesitate, but a time for swift action of the mind, a time to think outside the box and notice the many ways in which you might make a move, aware of your surroundings, and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co-create. Trust that your cleverness, guided by Fox spirit, will serve you well. They're giving me Odysseus. Odysseus is my favourite of the Greek heroes because he's very, very wily and clever. Right, okay. I'm just going to show you this in case you want to pause it and reread it, because I think that is a brilliant message and it absolutely fully ties in with what I've been picking up on for you for so far. You don't need the protection message. That's if it comes out in reverse. All right, so I'm going to leave it there, Leo. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Very interesting reading for me. Very curious to know how it fits all your different situations. So if you're comfortable sharing, I'd love to know what that leap is for you. If you want to leave me a comment in the description box. If you want to come as a stealth watcher and kind of keep quiet, that's also, I really appreciate you spending that time with me and watching and kind of building up those watch hours on my channel. That's really helpful to me as well. For those of you that are happy to do so, I appreciate the subscribes, the likes, hitting that notification bell. Those of you that share the reading with your friends, you know, if you think it's their story and they need to hear it, all these things really, really help me out. I really enjoyed doing this, and not particularly doing it for money or anything. I don't earn any money from it at this point. If it led that way, that'd be amazing. I'm doing it because I feel like it helps people, and that I'm getting these messages that people need to hear because it's going to prompt them to think about things in their own life. So that's my motivation for doing this. But as I say, it keeps me motivated when I see the subscriber count going up, when I see likes on the videos, when I see those views. So it helps me to feel like what I'm doing is worthwhile. So yeah, really, really, all these things help me out. Even the stealth watchers that rack up those hours viewed. I appreciate all of you for doing that. So I hope this is helpful to you. Best of luck in the coming weeks ahead. It's going to be birthday season soon as well, isn't it? July and August babies. The last thing that I need to say is do go and check out the songs in that description box down below. I'm going to get 2 more songs when I close out the reading for you. The second to last song is going to be, I'm going to ask for what you need to hear right now. So there's going to be something in that song, maybe in the video, maybe one of the words that's going to pop out to you. It's going to make you think about something or prompt something in you. The very last song, I'm going to ask for a piece of advice for you. So the song that comes through last is going to be the universe giving you advice, if this reading particularly resonated. I can't speak anymore, I'm going. All right, Leos, do take care. Lovely, lovely Leos. Remember that you are charismatic, whether you believe that or not, and you know, a lot of people love you. Guys, take care. Bye bye.